Hey guys, thanks for checking out the video. Southside Braves here, and today I have a draft breakdown video for you of the Pokemon World Domination League. It is a draft league that I was invited to join that matches should be starting up here in a couple weeks, and we had our draft this Friday. So going to this draft, I had the 14th overall pick out of 14 teams, so dead last, but it does snake, so I get back-to-back picks, which is nice. So first round came by. I know first overall pick was Gmax Cinderace. Regular Cinderace went third. Gyarados went second because in this league you can Dynamax. So you get a Gmax Pokemon, you are more than welcome to Gmax that every week if you wanted to. You don't have to. You can Dynamax any Pokemon you bring. So, knowing that, when I got to my pick at 14, I decided to stay in my comfort zone a little bit, pick two Mons with my back-to-back picks that I've used over in the SRL. And the first one, I don't think of as a very good Gmax. But because I don't have to Gmax it, I can Dynamax something else. I went ahead and got it because I think it's a phenomenal Pokemon not being Gigantamaxed. And that would be the big bird that is Corviknight. So my first pick, I went with that Gmax Corviknight. Like I said, I've been using it over in the SRL as my Gmax over there. When I Gmax it, it gets that free Defog with Gmax Wind Rage, I think is what it's called. When you use that, like I said, it's basically a strong flying move, like kind of like Brave Bird, but instead of recoil damage when you're Gigantamax, you get a free defog off. So that's kind of how I've been using it over there. Like I said, over here, I don't see myself Gigantamaxing it much, just using it as a nice wall and pivot around, and maybe even run bulk up and body press, stuff like that. Like I said, lots of things you can do with Corviknight. It's just a solid mon to have. Second pick in that back-to-back, like I said, I stayed in my comfort zone, picked two mons that I have used, and I actually went with my kill leader over in the other league, and that would be Dragapult. Dragapult, like I said, I think he picked up like 13 or so kills over in the other league for me. He can be a special attacker, which is kind of how I used it more often than not. I kind of ran Choice Spec, special attacker, or even like Spell Tag. It can get Will-O-Wisp, run Will-O-Wisp Hex. It can be a physical attacker. Like I said, it can actually run a lot of different things. I had a cool Assault Vest variant on it in the other league that actually worked out very well, eating Ice Beams from an Inteleon. So that was nice. Like I said, I feel comfortable using this. Lots of different things, kept people off guard with some of the different things, and I don't see any given week where I can't get some use out of it. Pretty much any team it goes up against, it can find a way to get a kill or two. So then after those two picks, draft went by, everyone gets two more picks before I get to go again. Basically 26 picks before I go again. So lots of things were taken. Almost everyone had their A tier mon at this point. So I decided to go ahead and skip the A tier, save that for later on. Since you can only get one of them, the ones that were there will probably still be there. So I decided to just skip that and go straight to the B tier and pick up some of the stronger B tier mons. And I went ahead first and got Alolan Marowak. Never used this mon. I thought it was cool when it came out in Sun and Moon, but never really used it much. Gives me a fire type, which I've missed in other leagues. I've never really prioritized getting a fire type, and it's come back to bite me. So having this fire type is nice. I do think it gets a nice little buff with a strong physical ghost move finally with the DLC. I think it's called like Poltergeist or something, I think is what it's called. So that should help it, give it a strong stab move there. Not much else to say about Alolan Marowak, excited to use it. My second of those back-to-back picks this time around is Amoonguss. Gives me another nice wall, kind of a utility mon. It can spore things, toxic things. Sludge Bomb, obviously. I've used it in VGC a long while back. Never used it in singles, so we'll see how it does in Draft League for me. But I need another defensive thing, high health stat. Like I said, being able to spore and toxic things will be nice. So again, draft went by, another 26 picks before I got to go again. My pick came up. I was actually working during the draft, so this one kind of snuck up on me. I was down to the wire, literally last second before my pick gets skipped, and I decided to go with another mon I've used multiple times, another utility mon, get up rocks for me, sticky webs, can taunt things, can toxic, like I said, solid lead, and that would be Shuckle. Like I said, I've used Shuckle before. Like I said, his job basically set up those hazards, set up the webs and the rocks, maybe toxic a thing or two, and then that's pretty much it. That's pretty much Shuckle's job, but it's a very useful job and can help set up for the rest of the team to have success. After the Shuckle pick, I had another back-to-back again, and I picked up Clawitzer with the second one. Clawitzer is a mon I used, I think, one time ever. I think it's cool. I think it has an underrated move pool. Like, obviously, it's going to have, like, water and ice moves, as most water types do. But it also gets Aurora Sphere, Dark Pulse. Like I said, it can do some things. People, I think, underestimate Clawitzer a little bit. Excited to use it. I think it's a cool Pokemon. I like Pokemon with, like, a big cannon or, like, big arm like that. So, I think it's a cool mon. I'm excited to use it. And then after that, like I said, another 26 picks goes by, and I get another double. And I decided to use the same logic with my last C tier pick. Most of them were already taken. Let's just save that for later and go skip to the D tier. And so with that, my first D tier mon I picked up was Bouffalant. I'm going to be honest, I've never touched a Bouffalant. Don't know really anything about it. I know it's a strong EQ mon, and having something that with EQ is always nice. But that's really all I know about it. So, like I said, I'm excited to learn about Bouffalant before I start to use it. Like I said, these three D-tier mons, like, they're awesome if I can get them to work. They're not the ones I'm relying on, though. So Bouffalant I thought was a cool mon that I could try to get some use out of. If not, it's not the end of the world. Second mon with this back-to-back I went with was Druddigon. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know Druddigon's purpose on my team yet. He does get Stealth Rocks. It would be a more reliable Stealth Rocker maybe than Shuckle at times. Or I don't want to say more reliable, but more use, more offensive threat than Shuckle out of my Stealth Rocker. But outside of that, like I said, it's a Dragon type that pretty much anything it can do, Dragapult can already do better for me. So, like I said, outside of the offensive Stealth Rock mon, I don't know how I'm going to use it yet. I'm going to hopefully find some uses for it. If not, maybe it's a Pokemon that gets traded later in the season. We'll see. I've never done much with Druddigon. Like I said, Dragapult's kind of just a better version of it. But maybe I can get some cool tech out of Druddigon. Again, 26 picks goes by. I come up again with my back-to-back. I decided at this point, let's go back to the A tier, get myself an A tier mon. And I was looking at them, what can fit my team? What squeezes into this roster the best out of those A tier Pokemon that are left? I saw I had the Amoonguss and the Marowak back-to-back in the B tier. So I thought, hey, that's Grass Fire. I could get a Grass Fire Water Core. I saw my top two picks for Corviknight and Dragapult, Steel Dragon. I could get a Fairy and add a Steel Dragon Fairy Core. And then I saw one of them fits both. And that would be one of the first competitive Pokemon I ever bred. And that is Azumarill. Azumarill, I loved Azumarill, like I said, kind of sentimental because it was, I think, the first ever competitive Pokemon I ever bred when I started getting into competitive. And like I said, it gives me both a Steel Dragon Fairy Core if I decided to bring that on a given week. Also a strong Water Fire Grass Core. So either way I want to bring it, Azumarill just fits so perfectly into the team that I didn't see a reason not to take it. Next, I went to that C tier pick, and I picked up Toxicroak. Didn't have a fighting type yet on the team. Toxicroak's nice to have. Like I said, I don't know why. I always enjoy having a fighting type. Over in the SRL, my season kind of turned around a little bit when I picked up Sawk. He's not even a very strong fighting type, but having him, he got I got a lot of use out of him. So I went ahead and picked up Toxicroak, seeing if I can repeat that success with him. And lastly, my last pick, I actually picked Morgrem. But then after the draft, somebody dropped somebody else that I kind of rather have. So I already released my last pick, and instead I've picked up Dedenne. Another Pokemon, never used, but it gives me an electric type, a Volt Switcher, another Fairy. I know it can run substitute sets it has. So yeah, again, another D tier mon that I don't foresee coming very often, but when it does, hopefully I can get some success out of it. And so yeah, this is the squad for the Pokemon World Domination League. Hopefully the season goes well. Like I said, I think battles start in a few weeks. Looking forward to it, and gonna start doing some homework on some sets I can bring with these guys and start prepping. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoy the season. Hope you catch the matches on my channel and others in the league. The league does have many content creators, so you're going to see lots of videos. So hope you enjoyed, and yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.